Alright, what's up you Matty laddies, it's THUNDERSTUD here. We are doing some Qliphorts. I call them Qliphorts because that's kind of how they're spelled. Qliphorts? I don't know what to call them. Apoqliphorts? You guys tell me. But we got a new boss monster. We got towers. Just like Skybase requires 3 Quill. But once you do, all special summon monsters lose 500, and once per turn you make your opponent send 1 monster either from their hand or from their side of the field, their choice. Very strong monster, 3k, great stuff. So if you remember Qliphorts, it's all about this monster. It's a 9 scale, but you also pay 800 and get to summon. That's how we're able to get away with 1 copy of these boss monsters. Everything else is just scales and ways to search scales. So we have the ultimate consistency. We're always popping off. It's just the depth isn't there. But you don't really need the depth with these boss monsters because they are unaffected by spell and trap effects and by the activated effects of monsters whose level or ranks are lower than them. And they are level 10 and level 9. So that's pretty much all monsters. So no activated monster effects, no spell or traps. They are quite defended. You don't need Forbidden Lances or things like that. They're doing it themselves. So, great boss monsters. But we also got Clifford, Genius. He's actually pretty strong. He's unaffected by spell or traps himself. Unaffected by link monsters. Once per turn, you target a face-up card on each side of the field, except himself. Both the cards are negated until the end of this turn. When 2 or more monsters are special summoned at the same time, Pendulum, you can add a level 5. So, think about his target. You can target one of your big boys who are normal summoned on the field. Their effect is negated. You target the enemy, their effect is negated. Obviously, negating the enemy is a huge bonus, but you're saying, why is negating ourselves a bonus? Well, when these monsters are normal summoned, without tributing, they become 1800. When they are pendulum summoned, they become 1800. This is because of their skill, okay? When they are normal summoned without tributing or special summoned, a bunch of bad stuff happens. But if we negate its effect, all the bad stuff is gone. They become the high attack monsters they were while you're negating your enemy. The Link monster is not a boss to be slept on either. So it's getting there. Still tons of weaknesses in this deck. It's not going to break the meta anytime soon or anything. Pretty much a meme like all Pendulum. I just do not like Pendulum summoning, guys. I'm usually someone who loves putting all your resources into one big boss monster, but Pendulum is just not the way to do it. It's super consistent. You pretty much have to make it. There's no other techs worth it to eat at the consistency. Just get the big boss monster out on the second turn. The skills win more. It gives you pendulum scales, but after you get your boss monsters out, a bunch of good stuff happens. You gain life points and stuff like that. Pretty wacky. It'll make a lot more sense in the replays. So hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Alright, here we are facing Dark Carly. Actually going first for once, but I think it's because we're facing a burn stall deck that we really have no problem dancing around him. We got Pendulum Treasure. Now, generally what you want to do with this is send something like this card, where if it's tributed for a summon, you gain an effect. Here you would target a monster on the field, return it to the hand. We do have a monster where we would destroy spell cards, where if it's tributed. So we could have milled that monster, but we're just flopping around. Nothing really to do. Go with our Link to start it. Unaffected by spells. Here we just see how it goes. Also unaffected by other links, but doesn't matter. He set spell or traps, so that's great. Search another monster. We summon all the monsters. See, this is why with the Pendulum Treasure, you gotta mill the Pendulum monster who gets tributed and attacks back row. So that would have been a better play. Obviously, we had the one who attacks monsters. There's no monsters out. We gotta search our boss because we summoned with him around. Bring out that boss, send a monster from his hand. It was a Qliphort, so he does have more. He tries to Draining Shield us, obviously doesn't affect us. No spell or trap's gonna affect this boy either, but he does have the Qliphort we just sent to the graveyard. We get to draw, we get to gain life points. We're doing whatever we want. 2 of our boss monsters out. He gets rid of both of them with the Lava Golem. But we have our other boss monster. Ignore that other pendulum treasure. I replaced it for just another boss monster, or just another monster. Copy of another scale, for obvious reasons, as you can see here. But anyway, we get another sky base out. He's trying to steer Cerebros. Does not affect us in the slightest. As we hit him for lethal, we weren't even worried about that lava golem. We have so many life points. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing Odeon. Definitely going second. We are a hard second turn deck. Our first turns are just plopping monsters out there. So we are a second turn deck. But I believe he is a pure back row. No, he's Evil Eye. So this is going to actually be super easy clap. Here we go. We use our pendulum treasure to throw a pendulum treasure there. Probably could have done a better monster to throw there. Probably something that has an effect when it's tributed that destroys a monster or a spell card. But what are you going to do? We're just going to bring out our big boy, work with what we got. Obviously would have been much better. We could have bounced a monster. We could have destroyed a spell card. Really whatever we wanted. We choose to have no effects whatsoever. Here he has to send his monster due to our effect. It means he has no monsters in his hand. We draw 3. We gain a bunch of life points. I don't think he can really do much. We are unaffected by spells. We are unaffected by activated monster effects. He does give the old college try. He comes with the new Evil Eye. I haven't gotten to try this monster myself. Not really sure what it does. Stealing our attack, I guess. Doing some damage. Not quite getting up to snuff. And finishing himself off with the Senpuku. Great stuff, guys. Here we are going second versus Crocodile. I remember this duel. I believe I lose this duel, but it's through a very common misclick that I do constantly with this deck. I did it much more than once, so you guys will see. It's using Golem Hole. Throws away a Mega Monarch. Throws away a Withering Soldier with Dark World Dealings. We throw away a Summoner's Art. He's showing Fossil Fusion. Yada yada. Still going. Brings this guy. He lowers attack by defense. Your attack by your defense. You know what Gaia Plate does, and you know what Swords of Revealing Light do, and you know what Summon Breaker do, but Pendulum summons count as 1 special summon. They do not count as 3 special summons, so that card doesn't really affect us. Should have attacked the Swords of Revealing Light. You'll see what I mean by that in just a moment. But I thought it would give me more trouble to summon Breaker, so I do target it. But as you can see, we summoned 3 monsters. We got the proper scales. We got the proper boss. We just got to get rid of one of these monsters. Now, he gets to choose. See, I should have destroyed Swords of Revealing Light. We're just not affected by it. He has to throw his Gaia Plate away. We draw a bunch. We gain our life points. We're doing great. We just got to get over this little monster, which is something we can definitely do. We just got to use more effects, like this guy. When this is tribute summon using Cliff monsters, however you want to say it. Target 1 card on the field, return it to the hand. We can easily do that. Now look. Bring out 4. All I gotta do is tribute the right one. Here we're gonna tribute the wrong one. Go with Skybase. Skybase, we take control of that monster, but Swords of Revealing Light stopped us from hitting for lethal. If we destroyed Swords of Revealing Light instead of that field spell, we could have had lethal immediately, so that's 1 misplay. He destroys all our monsters. It's okay. So that's one way we could have had lethal over him. Now we're going to Pendulum Summon again. All I have to do, we have the monster we want. All I have to do is tribute this guy. When this guy is tributed, you can target a monster on the field, return it to the hand. That's all I have to do. All I have to do is tribute him. I normal summon this freaking monster. They always ask you, oh, you're trying to normal summon? Just normal summon him over here. All I had to do was tribute this monster. That monster's bounced. We're swinging over with all these monsters. After the, we don't even have to worry about Swords of Revealing Light. So we tribute this monster. This monster's effect bounces him back. Then we go into our Link monster. our Link monster would be just fine. We'd still have these two monsters, or this monster, I should say. We go boom, negate this effect, negate the Swords of Revealing Light effect. You can target it. Obviously, we couldn't hear. He's going to negate all that noise. But that's all we had to do. All I had to do was tribute that monster properly. We return him. Link monster negates that. We swing for lethal. It could have been so easy if not for that one misclick. But overall, you know, this isn't a meta deck. This isn't clapping out on the ladder in the KC Cup or anything like that. It's just a wacky pendulum deck that your opponent probably has no idea what it's doing. I'm not a fan of pendulums. This is probably my favorite pendulum archetype, and you can probably tell I'm not even that crazy in love with it. So, really let you know what I think about pendulums, but still fun. I can't wait for the live duels. The live duels should be a lot of fun with this. Gotta go second though, man. This deck going first. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.